Toastmaster Shrutzi's introduction is short and sweet. USA to Canada. Here with Stay Present, I give you Shruti and M.
In the beginning of 2020, me and my husband made a decision to move to a different country. You all know which country it is. It's Canada. Moving from Florida, United States to Canada. September 14th, 2020, we landed in this new country with new hopes, new dreams, and new aspirations. We were so excited to see and explore this new country. 5 months passed: September, October, November, December, and January. I'm still trying to embrace the change. It's a big move, right? New country, new people, new neighbors, new jobs. There are a lot of new things that we have to get adjusted to. But sitting here, I reminisce all those beautiful moments back in Florida. That sunrise, that sunset, the beaches, building sandcastles, the long walks with my husband, and especially the weather. I miss Florida a lot, every single day. But do you think that when I was in Florida, I was so grateful for all those little things in my life, which now feel really precious? I don't think so. I definitely enjoyed those moments, but I wasn't so grateful for having them or for spending those moments in my life. But now here, I reminisce all those beautiful moments. It's like sometimes we kind of chase our future a little too much. When I was in Florida, I wanted to move I wanted to move to Canada. I wanted to find a job. I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to do this in Canada. I wanted to do that in Canada. It was all about my future. And as I mentioned, sometimes we keep chasing our future a little too much that we tend to forget to live in our present. Last year in December, during Christmas, my husband came towards me and asked me if I would like to see the Christmas decorations around our neighborhood. I pondered for a second. I picked my phone. I checked the weather. It was 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And I was like, if I have to step out of the house, I have to wear this. I have to wear my gloves. I have to wear a second pair of gloves. I have to wear my mufflers. And on top of that, I have to wear this huge winter jacket. I was like, I don't want to go. And on top of that, we have to shove the snow, which is in the driveway, and also clean it from the car. That's a huge work. On the day of Christmas, which is a week after this discussion, I saw a Facebook post from our DTM, Oris Martin, where she mentioned that she saw this beautiful Christmas decorations around the street. And she also wrote how much she enjoys going around the city or the neighborhood, taking pictures and viewing all those Christmas decorations. That moment was a moment of realization for me. My inner voice said, I think you are missing out on something. If you are so rigid about things that are not in your control, which is, for example, weather, then you are going to limit yourself to these four walls. Take the necessary protection, go out and explore the country. That day, we went out to see the wonderful Christmas decorations, and they were amazing. My journey from Florida to United States of America, Canada, from Florida to Canada taught me a few very important lessons. Number one is, do not sulk about something which is not in your control. Weather is something which is not in my control. Rather than sulking or cribbing about things which are something not in your control, look for things that you enjoy. Maybe there is something good here. Maybe I can look forward for summer, which is coming up in a couple of months. Maybe I can look forward to see all the fall colors in August. If you think it's a burden, it's going to be a burden. If you think there is good, there is good. It's all in your mind. And I'm sure I'm going to miss these moments, which I say that I'm thinking about Florida in future as well. I am going to miss this current moment. Fellow Toastmasters, life is something which keeps changing. Only thing that is constant in our life is change. We need to embrace that change. We need to live our life to the fullest. And most importantly, we need to stay present. Today, I have learned a very important lesson of staying present and not thinking about things which are not in my control. I changed my mindset. Did you? Back to you, Toastmaster.
I believe you may have changed more mindsets than just your own. That speech was truly inspirational, and I hope we can all learn from it, from you, rather than having to learn the hard way.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and Thruthi, all the way up there in cold Canada. Thruthi, your introduction was phenomenal. You jumped right into your story, and I don't know about the rest of the room, but I was immediately captivated as soon as I heard you start to get the feel for what the theme of your speech was going to be. I was so interested to hear about your move from Florida all the way to Canada because it is such a dramatic shift. So great job with your introduction. I also love the pace and the amount of pauses you use throughout your speech. We'll go into your articulation a little bit later, but I think the pauses is something that really shows how advanced of a speaker that you are, and you feel comfortable giving those pauses in your speech. The content, again, the content was great. You told your story, but it was a relevant story, right? Because it was recent. It was only 2 years ago, a year and a half ago now. So we were all interested to hear and learn about you and your experiences because we know you, right? We know you and we want to know how that process went for you. So I think the content of the speech was great. Also love your use of props. There was a point where you grabbed your phone and then you had your mittens nearby and your coat. And I guess that's one of the benefits of being in a Zoom is that you're in your house and you have all those items with you, right? So you can show us all those items. So great use of props there. There were 4 items you wanted me to look at during your speech. One was your articulation. So I thought that was phenomenal. I had no issue understanding you or comprehending what you were trying to say. So I think your articulation was great. Secondly, your vocal variety. On this one, I would like to challenge you just because you are now on your second path and more of an advanced speaker. I would like to challenge you a little bit more on that vocal variety there. I thought your hand gestures, there were some times where they were excellent. They were in your frame and you said, you know, you had new neighbors, you had a new job, you had a new everything. So you just you use your hands in that, and that was a great use of hand gestures. However, there were other times where I thought that the hand gesture movement may have been a little bit distracting. So they were talking a little bit like this, whereas you could have been a little bit more purposeful when using your hands. And then finally, fourth was moving with purpose. Again, this is really tough to judge because you do have to stay in your frame, in your Zoom box, but you don't really have the freedom to move around as much as you might in our chamber or in a regular room. So that was pretty good given the consideration and the narrow options you had. I love your underlying message of the speech. It was embracing change. You tied that into your story and your experience. Ruthie, this was a phenomenal speech. Thank you so much for sharing. Back to you, General Evaluator.